A very good evening to you, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the Kuwait Pilot Channel. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City, Kuwait. Today, we are going to be taking a look at SimHeaven X Pro, SimHeaven, what do you call it? I forgot what it's called. See, that's the problem when you start getting old, you forget what it's called. It's X-World Pro. That's what it's called. X-World Pro. Well, welcome you guys here. We have Burger Props with us. We have Kosnov, MRLs, and Stan. Hello, welcome aboard. MRSL22, welcome aboard. I'm still interested you live in Kuwait. Yes, I am live from Kuwait City, Kuwait. That's exactly where I'm streaming live today. So, X-World Pro is the new version of SimHeaven. SimHeaven is one of the add-ons, one of the scenery add-ons that really changes the world in X-Plane, especially when we're talking about VFR, because it does not rely on AutoGen, but rather on OpenStreet network to actually plot everything in the X-Plane world. That includes the houses, the vegetation, the plants, the trees, the actual roads, and all the points of interest that you'd expect to find when you are flying VFR. VFR has been one of the probably the drawbacks of X-Plane is the plausible world that it uses by default, which is not an accurate representation of the world, and therefore it makes VFR experience, well, let's say that highly unrealistic. While the sim offers very realistic flight dynamics and true to life flight model of at least of the aircraft that comes with X-Plane, it is highly unrealistic when it comes to VFR flying. So SimHeaven X-World Pro comes to resolve that problem. And in this version, we're going to be taking a look at whether this new scenery enhancement package is actually worth the investment or not, because there is a SimHeaven version today that is for X-Plane 12 that is completely free of charge. We're going to also take a look at few of the installation recommendations that I recommend for you guys, so that you get the best experience. And we'll of course going to take a look at the settings so that you also have a benchmark, and you can see here that already, this is, by the way, this is Frankfurt, so you can already see there are a lot of new points of interest, such as churches, and there are as well, if you look there, there is smoke coming from a refinery of some sort right there. Now, some of this is generated from X-Plane, but this is, for example, something that I really like seeing here, and this is again coming from X-World. You'll see also the traffic, the actual road traffic is very different. It is more realistic, at least the movement and the density of the world traffic. We're going to take a look at that as well, because this version of SimWorld Pro allows you to change that in order to get the best results and the most immersive experience. So this is what X-Plane looks like with SimHeaven X-World Pro. You can also see the... let me just zoom in there so you guys can take a look. Of course, we are using map enhancement as well for the mesh and the world textures, but you can already see there are huge improvements. Now, with one caveat, those improvements are not everywhere. In fact, there are some places where I have seen less details. For example, when I flew in Kuwait, which is my home country, I noticed that the refineries that I used to get with the previous version of SimHeaven are no longer there. That could be, of course, maybe because the generation of the OpenStreet maps has not yet been completely done. I really am not sure, but I did notice some anomalies in some locations. Today, I am not going to be picking places out of my skull like I normally do, but I'm going to let you guys tell me where do you want me to go, because it is important for you guys to see the places that you are most familiar with, so you can vouch for the authenticity, if you will, of how the area actually looks with the buildings. But judging just by looking at Frankfurt here and the amount of buildings and houses, and they are not the generic houses that you'll see with the default X-Plane, which pretty much looks exactly the same all over the world. So at least you're getting the points of interest here, and you are getting different houses. The shape of the houses, the actual graphical assets are different. One other thing that also comes with, of course, we're going to be doing some flying, so don't worry, we will definitely be flying. But one of the things that actually comes with this is a Lua script, and this is totally optional. You don't need to do it. But let me show you here. Where's Fly with Lua? There's Fly with Lua, and we're going to go to 3J road traffic density, this one here. So this one is what it uses, and you can actually set the density control to time of day, static, and or off, which is XP default, and the overall factor, the limit, and the view distance for the cars. You can set all of that for both realism and performance optimization. So right now it says cars generated about 16,000, and the cars in view is about 2,400 cars. So that's the cars that you'll see moving here along the way. Let me also very quickly change the time of day, so you guys can also take a look at what things look like during different times of the day. As you can see here, this is looking actually very nice. Again, the night lighting in X-Plane is exceptional, and we can definitely see it here that it looks really, really good. We can actually, let me go a little bit here, so you can see also the little harbor here, or I don't know what this is, a port or some sort, but it looks, you can see the lights there looking really, really good. And you can see the lights in the distance, so the nearer lights look really, this is a very realistic scene here, looking at the lighting in X-Plane with SimHeaven X-World Pro. So it really does change things quite a bit. You can see also how lit the building here and the lighting here looks really, really good. Okay, so let me remove this here. And the ultimate test, of course, would be doing an actual flight. But to do the flight, we can definitely fly here around Frankfurt, but I'd like to hear from you guys. So please, can you fly over LIRP? All right, let me take a look here and see where do you guys want me to go. Let me begin here. All right, looks like LIRF or LIRP. Okay, let's do LIRF. So let's do LIRP, which is Pisa, because this is a really nice place to fly around. So 04, that's fine. And we're going to stay start new flight. Okay. So, and by the way, for today's flight, I picked one of the very best V-Flight Air general aviation aircraft to fly. It is a wonderful aircraft and one that I really, really like a lot. Now, a couple of things I want to say about my last stream. When we did the CIS Chieftain, there was a bit of a comment. There was a war in the comment section of that video. A lot of people came and said, oh, you did not set the power right. And then one guy said you gave it an 8 because it does not have in the EFB a button to open and close the door. Some folks came and said, oh, this aircraft deserves a 9 or it deserves a 10. It is black square quality, so on and so forth. Now, guys, whatever score you want to give the aircraft, that's totally up to you. But you have your own standards and your own views, and I totally respect that. But by my standards, the aircraft is a 7.5 or an 8 for a lot of different reasons. It's not just because of the button and the EFB. You cannot close or open the button in the EFB. But for example, in a lot of the X-Plane add-ons, and the Chieftain is included, a lot of the engine start procedure is highly scripted. So, for example, in order to understand what I'm saying, if you look at the black square aircraft, which I think, by the way, are amazing, there isn't one engine start that you do that is similar to the previous one. Why? Because it depends on the actual fuel flow, it depends on the spark fouling, it depends on a lot of different factors. So in X-Plane, and specifically in the Chieftain, the engine start procedure is highly scripted. So the engine start is always the same if you follow the exact instructions. If you deviate just a notch, if your fuel lever, for example, is not in the right place, the aircraft just won't start. And I have actually witnessed that myself. That's one of the things that I actually look at when I do these reviews. Also, there are no failure models. There is no visualization of what's happening with these cylinders. I don't think that it has per cylinder performance as well. So there are a lot of things that I look at when I give an aircraft a rating. I stand behind that rating, and it's a lot of different factors. I actually come up with the score before I actually come live on stream. So here's what we're going to do. I want to explain is realistic flight models. I want to sell up for a new PC. Mine sucks. Okay, so this is our aircraft. We are in Pisa, LIRP. First, before actually we do a flight, let me just, we're going to just go and take a look here. And let's see, what do we get here? If we were actually flying VFR, what do we get? Do we get, look at that. You have the leaning tower of Pisa right there. And it is leaning, actually, and this is the cathedral next to it. So definitely lots of points of interest. There's a stadium there as well. Lots and lots of churches and cathedral in Pisa, part of Tuscany in Italy. So there we go. All right. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to actually do a quick flight because I think it's important to get a feel for what SimHeaven X-World Pro does for you while you're in flight. So let me come here and make sure that ground elements are off. Realistic start. Let's go to the checklist here real quick and understand how to start the right. So mixture, full rich, 1/4 of an inch open, prime as required, master switch on, clear prop. Okay. So let me turn on the master switch here, and then the mixture goes to full rich. Where is our mixture? Mixture is full rich, and 1/4 of an inch open on the throttle, and then we prime the aircraft. 1, 2, and 3. Let's turn on the beacon light on. Let's put in the key, and only left magneto for engine start. And let's go ahead and it didn't start, did it? Okay, well, let's try it again. Let's prime it some more. Okay, and 1/4 of an inch open. I think that's about right. Left magneto, push. No? Okay, let's see. All right, well, what we're going to do, folks, is we're just going to come here. And I don't want to waste your time trying to get the engine started, so we'll just go to the simplistic way. And there's the aircraft. All right, we're going to go to nav lights, strobe. Landing lights are on. Everything's good here. Okay, perfect. All right, let's bring back the yoke. Let's take off, and let's do a few turns. Fuel selector. Fuel on. Maybe. The fuel is on. Yeah, the fuel was on. But maybe we needed the fuel pump on. Yeah, maybe we needed the fuel pump to be on. Yeah, I guess you guys are right. Okay, well, that's not the purpose of this this live stream. So let's go ahead and take off. And I am going to... I love this aircraft, by the way. I really, really highly recommend V-Flight Air aircraft. They're just wonderful. All right, let's go ahead and take off. Right, 60, 70 knots, and there we go. Beautiful takeoff there. Very, very nice. We'll do a few turns there, and then we'll come back and land. I also have the X-Pro turbulence in the works here. So I tell you, X-Plane is actually, it looks a whole lot better with SimHeaven and map enhancement. So here to our left, you can see there are a number of points of interest. So we're going to make the turn there and head over there, take a look, and then we'll go make a circle and come back and land here at Pisa. There, you can see that's the Leaning Tower of Pisa right there. This is, again, LIRF departure here in Italy. Let's switch to the external view. Oof, that's very loud. That's much better. At least you guys can hear me. All right. So I think here you can actually take a look at the buildings. You can look at the overall look and feel of this area with SimHeaven X-World Pro. And for those of you who picked LIRF, can tell us how accurate this is in terms of the VFR scenery. There we can see there's a water tower here, which I don't know if that's realistic or not, but there we go. Here are, you can see again the buildings. We're going to head over there to the stadium, and you guys can tell me how good this is or not good. Either way, I'd like to hear from you guys. And by the way, I'm going to let you guys give me the rating. So I will take your rating for this today. So in terms of VFR, I think it looks really, really good. I mean, I could actually fly in Tuscany now, and you can definitely navigate those points of interest. There are the cathedrals and the churches there. So here's a side look here from the wing so you guys can see exactly what it looks like. There's the Leaning Tower of Pisa right there with the cathedral right next to it. A stadium here. Is this accurate? I really don't know. I say solid 9 out of 10. Oh, thank you. Really. Thank you for that. Wow. Really? 9 out of 10, huh? Wow. That's a really good score. Yeah. So there we go. Again, we'll just make the turn here. There we go. I don't know about the actual building shapes and the actual models here. But again, all of this, guys, is not autogen by X-Plane. This is OpenStreet. So at least we know that the position of the houses, the streets, and the points of interest is pretty accurate. This is actually looking really, really nice. Look at that. I mean, looks really good. It's not Microsoft Flight Sim, but I think it still looks really, really good. Considering this is X-Plane and where X-Plane has been and where it is today, I think this looks really nice. Here, let's do a quick flyby. Now I can fly over my house at 0.3 FPS. Can you check Indian scenery? Yes, we'll do that. We'll go. All right. Let me go next to, I know that you guys had LIRP was one. All right, guys, let's go to the next option. So where next do you guys want to go? I can't go back in chat because I think there's a lot. Is it possible to check ENBK, fly around? Is it possible to check ENBK? ENBK. All right, let's do that. Let's go to ENBK. We'll definitely do Indian scenery as well. ENBK. Ah, we don't have that airport there. Sorry. So I'll go for the next one. VIDP. Okay. VIDP. Okay. So let's track the, no, we want morning time. Customize. We'll put this runway here, start new flight. So good that actually in LIRF, we are getting a 9 out of 10 from what you guys have given me. So that is actually a very good score. X-World Pro sucks, in my opinion. London looks much more realistic in the old version. I don't think that it sucks, but I will have to agree with you that some areas actually look better in the previous version of SimHeaven X-World for X-Plane 12, including my home airport. So in Kuwait, when I did the flight, in the previous version, I used to be able to see all the oil refineries, which is in the southern part of the country. So as you fly from the Saudi Arabian border and fly into Kuwait towards the airport, you'll actually see them all. And now they're all missing. So I do agree with you that some areas look less, how should I say, less accurate. But I think those fixes will come over time. Just remember that the OpenStreetMaps will have to be created for every region in order for it to work correctly. So, hey, SimFanatic is in the house. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. I know that I've been meaning to write to you to tell you about FS Monitor for the longest time, but but yeah, I haven't really had much time. I haven't been looking at my Discord. So anyway, thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate it, SimFanatic. All right, so we're finishing asynchronous loading now, so it should load any minute now. And busy lives, yeah, for sure. So can you do VDMM for, yeah, okay, we'll definitely take a look at an Indian scenery. I hope X-Plane doesn't crash from all these loads, one after the other. But if it does, then we just have to restart it, right? Okay, so we are going to be loading now into... Hello there, Mamdu. How are you doing, my friend? Okay, so here we are preparing world. So it should load momentarily. Sorry, I know it does take a bit of time for the sim to load a new scenery, and that depends on how involved the scenery is. Please check China scenery. Yeah, we'll definitely do that as well, for sure. But yeah, I definitely, there are some areas that look really good. For example, if you look at Frankfurt, we just looked at Pisa. Australia looks actually very, very good. Okay, so where are we? I forgot where we are, quite frankly. So we are at VIDP. Okay, so that's probably somewhere in India. And let's just zoom out here. And we want to take a look at the buildings first here. So this is what VIDP looks like here with X-World Pro. Again, I wouldn't be able to vouch for, its accuracy, but for those of you who selected VIDP can probably let us know how accurate this is. The disbursement of the houses, the actual asset, they definitely look a lot different than the houses in Frankfurt. So this looks very, very different from the European style houses. But I don't know. You guys can tell me how accurate this is in terms of, in terms of the actual disbursement, vegetation, perhaps. I don't know if there are any points of interest that we can look for here, but this is what things look like in VIDP. Yeah. By the way, all the airports that you're going to be seeing in this live stream are default airports, so there is nothing really other than explain default. So there is a Qutb Minar in Delhi. All right, so whoever told me they wanted VIDP can tell me whether this is, representative of, what they see there. I don't personally see any points of interest. There is something here, which I don't know what that is. And then there is something here under construction. So maybe they can, vouch for it. It's good, a solid 8 or 8.5 out of 10. Okay, perfect. All right, let me go to ZSPD. Okay, let's go to ZSPD. Okay, change location. ZSPD. Shanghai. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just going to position the aircraft anywhere. And let's go ahead and start a new flight. Okay. Let's take a look there. And then what I'd like to do is I'd like to go for another flight somewhere maybe in the US to check it out as well. Maybe we'll go to, I don't know, anyone from the US wants to give us a place where there is lots of point of interest to check out the VFR. Stan, please, my friend, if you have a specific area in mind for, for good VFR, so, we'll take a look. Time to load, explain again. Time to load up, explain 12 again. It takes a little bit of time. My second home airport, CATS. Okay, KADS. I'll try to remember that. KGEG, Airfields, USA, Oregon. All right, Spencer, how are you doing, my friend? It's been a while. DYUL. All right, guys, I will not be able to remember all of those right now. So once I'm ready, after China, then we will definitely. I'll start picking up your. I can see San Francisco, LA, KMYF. I think there was one from Oregon, one from Canada. We'll definitely take a look at as much as I can today, just so that you guys can get also a feel for what it's going to look like. So let me KPDX. KPDX is actually one airport I might want to avoid. The reason being that this airport is actually handcrafted by Laminar Research. So Louis, Portland International are, so it might not give you an accurate picture of what things look like with the default airport, like the other airports. So there are maybe some points of interest that have been created by Laminar Research. So, but nothing's stopping us. Well, if time permits, we can definitely take a look. All right, so it's preparing world. It's going to take a little bit of time now to load. And there we go. Okay, so we are now in China. And it looks like the weather is not very good here. But we can... All right, is there any specific point of interest? All right, let me first come over here. And we are going to customize the weather. So I'm going to say manual. And we're going to select clear weather. Done. Apply. Okay. So this is what... okay, let me just... what was it? ZSPD. ZSPD. This is where we are right now. And I, again, cannot spot any specific points of interest, but we can definitely see that the houses are similar to those in India. And this is because this is an Asian location. So I don't know how accurate this is, but again, you guys can tell me, whoever has picked this location can tell us whether this is accurate or not. Let me put this in this mode here, and we can just go here and take a look as we fly. This is kind of simulation of, flying over this area in ZSPD. I believe this is in China. This is way better than free version. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely much, much better than the free version. I mean, look at the detail. Again, the houses, the disbursement of the houses, the vegetation, the road traffic, all of that good stuff is available now through SimHeaven X-World Pro. By the way, there is nothing wrong with the previous version with SimHeaven X-World for X-Plane 12, but this one I think offers a lot more in terms of the points of interest, thus making the VFR experience, at least for most parts of the world, much, much more enjoyable and much more realistic than the previous version. With the caveat, of course, that some areas in the world are actually not looking as good as the previous version. So that's something that you need to be aware of if you decide to invest in this add-on, because this version is actually a paid version. But by the way, the developer has provided me with this for free to showcase here on the channel. So big thank you to SimHeaven developer for providing this to the channel. So I don't know about you guys. It does look good. I don't know how accurate this is, but maybe you guys can let me know. Okay. Let me go to the next one. Let me see. Let me go back here and see what did you guys... All right, so KSAD, I think KGAG, what was the airport that you guys selected? Let me see here if I can go back in chat to see. KADS. Okay, KADS. Let's go to KADS. KADS. That's Addison Airport. Okay. And let's see here. Let's just say start new flight. And let's see where that takes us. Okay. All right, so there is also a request for KSLE, EIDW. Okay, we can definitely take a look at those. So as soon as it loads, we'll take a look. We'll do the same scenario. And then I do want to do a little bit of flying. Again, just to kind of give you guys a feel about the experience. I know you guys, South will take you over downtown Dallas, where oh, okay, with its landmarks. Oh, okay, gotcha. I designed the default airport. Oh, how cool is that? So you guys, Sim Smith. So I suppose that when you develop with WED, you then submit it to the gateway, and then you wait the approval, right? And once it's approved, then your airport becomes that, the live airport in X-Plane. So every time you do an update, you get the latest one. I guess that's how it works. I'm not really sure. Okay, so one of the things that I'm planning, guys, is a first look review of the Synaptic A220 for Microsoft Flight Sim. I believe that this is a joint project with AnyBuild. So we're going to definitely be taking a look at the A220. I haven't yet purchased the aircraft. I have been very busy setting up my my business. So in the last period, you've probably noticed that I'm only doing content on Saturdays, and the reason being is I've been busy setting up my business. So there's the business license and the office, renting the office, finding the right spot, building the website. There's a lot of things, and also doing proposals and meeting with clients, and at the same time getting my daughter ready for her studies in the UK. So for that reason, I haven't really had much time. So ahead of time, I'm going to let you guys know that I will not be available to create any content between September 6th and the 16th. I will be away in the UK with my daughter to help her get situated. And then I will return back to Kuwait on the 16th. Hopefully, things remain as they are now with this, I don't know, the situation seems to be subsiding a little bit, but let's keep our fingers crossed and hope things work. It's all right. So saying reading news here is taking some time. So let me look at this. I am revamping Schiphol in WED, mostly working on ground textures. Oh, very nice. Yes, EHBK was approved by the WED managers. Very happy. That would be forget his name. God, I'm getting old. I really am. Julian Lockwood. Julian is behind the gateway. I think he's the one that approves these sceneries. So 35 seems reasonable for this. I presume you still need to find a way to stream the orthos. So we are actually using we're using map enhancement. So you can definitely use map enhancement with SimHeaven. Works really well. Right, preparing world. This one has taken some time to load. I guess maybe this area is a bit of a, maybe dense area. And maybe that's why it took some time. And in the US, I have found that almost all of the time, everything is more accurate in the US than anywhere else. Yes, Julian, yes. So, all right. So it's loading now. It's going to be just a second here. And then we should be able to look at this area in Dallas and assess how accurate it is. So far, so good, right? The airport is loaded. Finally, took some time, but we are there now. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice here is this is indeed a very dense area. And let me see here. All right, so these are the houses in the US, and they definitely look very different from all the houses that we've seen previously. The grid system is definitely looking right. So I'm very familiar with that. The power lines look very nice as well, but then you guys will have to tell me whether this is accurate or not. So what we're going to do is we are going to do exactly what we've done earlier. So we're going to simulate a flight here. This is the airport area. We're going to head over there to the city, and we're going to take a look if we can encounter any points of interest while we are on our way there. I think this is the best way to show you guys what you'll actually get and how VFR is enhanced. But I think what's also very important is that we go, so far we've done only cities. I think it is important to go to mountainous areas as well. A lot of cardboard houses, yeah. They all look like palm trees, and that's not so. Just for self-installed homes. Okay, gotcha. All right, so maybe here it looks a little bit different. So if I go here, we can see maybe a little bit different houses, but they are pretty much all the same. This actually isn't, I don't think that cities normally is a good place to assess VFR. I think going to mountainous areas like maybe, Innsbruck is where you'll really find how VFR becomes becomes very important. But the placement of the roads is very important for VFR. So I'm not sure how accurate this is. Again, you guys can tell me. We are approaching here the city, and maybe you guys can tell me how accurate or inaccurate this is as we approach the city here. I don't know what that is. Maybe Stan can help us. There we go. All right. So here we can see a few buildings. Look at that. Here, this area. This looks maybe like something, I don't know, maybe like a mall of some sort. I really don't know. What is this? American Airline Center? Really? I don't know. You guys can tell me if this is accurate or not. And then there is another building here that we can take a look at. Again, I don't know what that is, but you guys can probably tell me if this is accurate or not. This actually looks pretty nice. I find Bing Maps has much better color. That's accurate. It's a sport arena for basketball and ice hockey. Oh, okay. Is this also correct? The Omni Hotel? Is this right? So again, you've got some buildings there. I don't know what those are, but this is what things look like here from a distance. And yeah, it looks like it's a really involved area, but looks like the buildings there and the placement of the buildings seems to be correct as per Stan. Pretty close, Dallas. Oh, okay. Office buildings in DT Dallas. Okay. So, Stan, in your opinion, what would you rate this if we are talking about, authenticity and the closeness to real life in terms of the actual layout? So the placement of the buildings, the stadiums, and so on and so forth. How would you actually rate it? Looks like there is another stadium here. Okay, let me take another spot, and maybe the next spot will fly. Did they also include the Las Vegas Strip? I think that is included. Color looks off, too saturated. Layout looks very accurate. Perfect. That's what I'd like to hear. Okay. Could you try Rio de Janeiro, SRBJ? SB. All right. Guys, let's do one location where there are mountains. One of you said... where did one of you said something? I just missed it, I think. We want like a VQPR, Paro. VQPR. All right, let's do VQPR. Change location. All right, VQPR, Paro International. Let me remove that. All right, let's say start, new. Okay, so let's do that. And then what I'd like to do, Seattle. Hey, Rand, how are you doing, my friend? Okay, I'll try as much as possible, guys, to fulfill all of your requests. L35 Big Bear. Yeah, that is actually a really good suggestion. So, I'll try to remember that. Maybe I should write these. Okay. Right, let's try some variety. So we'll do some maybe. So far we've done mainly cities, big ones. So maybe we can try doing some mountainous areas, maybe some areas by the, for example, like Monterey Beach in California, or L35, Big Bear, yeah? L35. All right, Rand, I hear you, my friend. We'll take a look at that. CZBB in Vancouver, small town. Louis, okay. Let's just wait for this one to load. And once it does load, we'll take a look. We'll go to another location and try to take a look at, some more sceneries. Just let's try to, vary the locations that we go to in order for you to really understand what, SimHeaven X-World Pro brings to you. By the way, while this loads, I want to show you guys a few things. When you actually go to when you download all of the X-World scenery, the first thing you need to do is you need to go to, let me go here to X-World. Look at how many files are there. Okay, so we need this one here, the Pro Library. This is one of the most important things that you need to do when you download. The first thing you need to do is extract the contents of the X-World Pro Library directly into X Custom Scenery. So it will look like X-Plane 12 installation, custom scenery, SimHeaven X-World Pro Library. Once you're inside this library, for Mac users, you need to install the link or the linker, the thing that will map the library links to X-Plane. As you can see here, you have XP12 libs, this library. This is linked. In order to achieve this, you need to click on install xwp_win.bat. Once you click this, it will create this link to the libraries, which then X-Plane will use in order to display everything in the sim. All right, so this is Paro International, and here we are. This actually, now you guys can tell me how accurate this is. This is completely different from what we've seen before. I don't know how accurate those roads are, but from the look of it, it doesn't look very accurate to me, those roads. But the overall scene may be accurate. I don't know. You guys can tell me. Whoever's picked this can tell us whether this is accurate or not. I love the contoured runways there. There we go. Here, this is, by the way, this is again default airport. So this is what things look like. You can see the vegetation and the overall disbursement of the houses and the buildings. Again, I really don't know, guys. You'll have to tell me, whether this is accurate or not. But it does look good, I have to say. So it is immersive. The Netherlands. Thank you very much. Sansar coming in with €2 in Super Chat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. The color seems to be so artificial. That's probably because I'm using Apple Maps. So if I switch to Bing Maps, I think it would look much better. The graphic sim settings. Okay, so that's a good idea to show you, to kind of break out a little bit and, from what we're seeing here. But, okay, so let me go to my settings. We're going to go to the graphics. So in terms of texture resolution is at max, and this is the main reason why my textures look very sharp, because at the maximum setting, there is zero compression of your textures. Thank you very much again for the €2 support. We'll definitely check the Netherlands in just a little bit. So everything you can see here is set on ultra. I do not like the adaptive sharpening, so I turned that off. Anisotropic filtering 16, MSA at 4. I have the cloud shadow quality on maximum, and the world objects and the rendering distance at high. The vegetation density is at maximum, and I have the enable 3D vegetation turned on. Alejandro, thank you very much for 4,000 COP, whatever that currency is. Thank you very much, my friend. Really, really appreciate it. Very, very kind of you, sir. Thank you. Too saturated. Doesn't look good. Too saturated. Yeah, that's probably because I am using the Apple Maps. So what we can do for the next one is we're going to go to, we can actually use Bing Maps, Bing the latest version. We'll use that. Okay. And we'll leave it. We'll just go to the next location. Okay. So the next location is, what do you guys want? Let's see here. You can check SKMD. Okay, let's do SKMD. Change location. SKMD. All right, we're going to change the time. There we go, and start. Okay, there we go. Lima 35. Okay, that's Big Bear, right? Okay. When in the NL, go to EHBK. Also, very... okay. All right, we'll do that for sure. We're going to test MEA area in Lebanon. We can definitely do that. Yeah, we need to look at a few locations in the Middle East. So first, let's take a look now at this next location, and then we will head over to SKMD, I think, somewhere. Yeah. So we'll definitely take a look at that as well while X-Plane loads. So another thing that I would want to do is to create some tutorials for you guys for X-Plane for beginners. That's something I do have planned. And there is actually a very interesting plugin coming out for X-Plane, specifically targeted at content creators, such as myself. And what this actually does, it allows a content creator to create very cinematic camera positions and record. It even has a news sticker. So there is actually a news sticker that you can put on the screen, and it gives you flight sim news as we are streaming. I think content creators will find this very interesting. Let's see here, preparing world. So this one should load momentarily. And we'll take a look at that. What is your opinion about the Aerobasque Shark UL? It's a very, very cool aircraft. It's a lot of fun to fly. I've done, I think, a review on that aircraft. It's incredibly fun to fly. So it is a, how should I put this? It's a bit fast for my liking, but it is a wonderful, wonderful aircraft. Yeah. Okay. So this is the next location, and now we have different maps. Wow, this looks really good, guys. I mean, whether it's accurate or not is one thing, but I have to say that it looks really, really good. Yeah, I mean, this is, wow, look at that. Look at that. So whoever has picked this location, which SKMD is the current location, can also, let me just go back here. Okay, SKMD, we're going to go to the cinematic mode, and then we're just going to simulate a flight here into the airport, and you can tell me how accurate this is. It looks gorgeous, guys. It definitely looks really, really good. I'll wait for you guys to tell me about the accuracy, but this looks really, really gorgeous. Very accurate. Oh, thank you for letting us know that this is very accurate. Yeah. So definitely X-World Pro is delivering on its promise that it's going to provide you with a very authentic VFR experience. Now, again, this is not AutoGen. This is open world street maps. So the accuracy of the positions has to be exactly like the real world. The graphical assets may not be as accurate as the real world, but they should be representative enough, and there should be sufficient variation to say that this is, for example, not the US, or this is Europe or somewhere else. But you can see this is probably the nicest area that we've loaded thus far. I don't know why I don't know all these areas, man. I should make flights into these areas in our upcoming flights. They look just gorgeous. Very, very nice. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely looking very good. Now, if we zoom in here a little bit and take a closer look, here we can see autogen to steroids. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we can definitely see here the trees and the buildings, and still we get some saturated I have Orbix Great written with this add-on. Will Orbix GB still be active? Yes and no. So it depends on the order of the scenery. It might not look good. By the way, there are some issues here. I can see some trees coming out of the buildings. So some inaccuracies and some anomalies there. But overall, I think this looks really, really good. I mean, this is great. I mean, just imagine you're coming with X-Plane coming to land at this airport. Let me go to real world weather here. Say just wait for it to load a little bit. And there. All right, just now. So let me just go and say apply. Because I think if we look at the whole... wow, look at this, guys. I mean, imagine you're coming to land in this weather here. Look at the clouds. I mean, this is like real weather now. And you can see how beautiful, beautiful this is. If we come here, here at the airport, let's just do this one here, right there. I mean, this looks fantastic. Wow. Here, look at that. Look at how beautiful this is. I mean, the cloud shadows, this is very, very cool. Wow. Very nice. Thank you very much for suggesting this area. Let me see here. Could you fly at 27W? Plane is smaller, town, and X-plane is not very accurate. I think we all want to see what it would look like when everyday VFR flying. All right, so 27W. All right, let's do that. But this area, SKMD, that's really, really nice. 27W. Let's see, 27W. Lake Wenatchee State? Dirt strip. Okay. We can definitely do that. Let's confirm. Wait. Let's W27W. Okay, 27W. There are two of them, JC's and Lake one. All right, well, we'll take that one, but let me just change the time. And let's say start new flight. And let's take a look. It feels like it's a CB above the city instead. I'm also very curious about the new scenery developing at LR. Maybe SimHeaven Pro isn't needed anymore. I don't know, but see, changing the graphical assets is important. I think X-Plane for the longest time, I think since its inception, it uses the same graphical assets across the world. And this is one of the things that VFR flyers have complained about because it does not look accurate. As a matter of fact, flying VFR becomes very difficult, if not impossible, if you're trying to fly in X-Plane, because all the points of interest and the visual cues that a pilot would actually use in order to navigate their way are missing in X-Plane. Now, there has been a lot of attempts by turbulent, I think some turbulent designs. I'm not sure what the developer name, but there were many developers, and mostly, by the way, freeware. So effort from the community to make certain areas, especially in France and Italy, there's a lot of freeware community-driven add-ons, scenery add-ons for X-Plane that actually enhances the VFR experience in those areas. But the world is a big place, my friends, and to actually get all of these areas to look exactly like it is in real life is a huge undertaking. Rand Cooley did it again, ladies and gents. That's, I think, the 5th stream in a row. Thank you very much, Rand, for 5 Q8 pilot gifted memberships. And guys, please, if you've received a gifted membership from Rand, please be sure to say thank you. I really cannot thank you enough, Rand, for your generosity and your support, your friendship. I don't know what to say, man. You make me blush, my friend. Thank you so much, Rand. Really appreciate it. Those are not the only landmarks, though. Each city besides Amsterdam currently has 2 landmarks, and I'm still working on expanding the cities and adding more coverage throughout the Netherlands. Cool, cool. Excellent, excellent. All right, so we'll wait for this now to load, and then we're going to take a look at... so this is 27W, and I think Lima 35 was Big Bear. Is that what you guys wanted? EGMC South End is another nice airport to check out. The stream is turning into a world tour of lesser used airports. Yeah. Thank you very much, Adam. Thank you very much, sir, for 100 SEK. Thank you very much. Is that the currency in Sweden, Adam? Thank you very much, my friend. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, you know, by the way, I'll tell you one thing that's very interesting is every flight simmer, when you load up any simulator for the first time, the first thing you're going to do, I bet you've all done this, is you will go to your home airport. And if it looks anything different from what it is in real life, that's when the disappointment, you know, starts coming in and kind of, you know, makes you feel really bad about the sim. And it might also affect your overall rating, by the way, if your home airport doesn't look good. Thank you very much again, Adam, for your 100 SEK. I really appreciate that. All right. So this is the... Looks like there are a couple of guys there. Do you see that? Yeah, what are those guys doing here? All right. So let's take a look here. This is... Looks... I don't know. Looks so barren, doesn't it? Yeah, it does look very barren. So anyway... You guys can tell me how accurate this is. Again, I cannot really say, but it looks like, you know, there are a few houses here and there. Not that much. You can see them here. You can see a little bit right over here. I really am not sure how accurate this is. There is a few houses there and a few boats. A marina. I don't know what you call that. But some houses there on the side as well. So that's a really nice area though to fly over. Less saturated now with the Bing maps. But yeah, I really don't know how accurate this is. So you guys will have to, again, let me know how accurate or inaccurate, you know, this is. Overall, it looks good. But yeah, this is what the area looks like here. No, these are the roads. There we go. All right. So, where are this? It would have looked beautiful, but something is missing. Way better than default X-Plane, especially around the lake. Oh, okay, good. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, the trees are missing. Okay. That's true. I'm impatient and usually end up paying a fortune for add-ons. Just in EU. I think we've already done several European destinations. Okay. So where do we go? Lima 35. All right. I think this is the second time we get this. So let me go to Lima 35. 35 Big Bear City. Okay. All right. Well, 08. Let's say run. Let's go there. Okay. Maybe we'll do a couple more, guys. And I think by now, I think you have established the overall perspective of what X-World Pro brings to X-Plane. And for VFR flyers, I think it will be very good. I know we haven't done the Middle East, so I think one of you guys wanted to go to Lebanon. So if you have the ICO code for Lebanon, I will definitely go there and we'll take a look, see how accurate it is, especially by the harbor. I think there's a lot to see there. And there's some mosques there, I think, as well as points of interest that we can maybe take a look at. So yeah, I think so. If I'm to look at X-World Pro versus X-World for X-Plane 12, and look at the differences, and look at the price difference. So X-World X-Plane 12 without the Pro costs you nothing. Okay, it's absolutely free of charge. It works, and it significantly enhances the VFR experience. X-World Pro also offers a lot more in terms of the points of interest, and by the way, also in terms of performance. So that is something for you to know. I have noticed that I'm getting about between 5 and 15 FPS on average in different locations with X-World Pro versus X-World X-Plane 12. Now, the price difference is not a little, because it's a $35 hit that you're going to have to pay for X-World Pro, whereas X-World is zero. It's free. So the question becomes, is the improvements offered by X-World Pro justifies the price of $35 US? Now, I have been given this free by the developer, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion at the end of the stream before we conclude. But I'd actually, at this point, I think you guys have seen a lot of places. I want you guys, for those of you who are using already SimHeaven, what do you think? Are you enticed and motivated to purchase X-World Pro based on what you have seen, or you feel that X-World is sufficient? I'd like to hear from you guys. In my Mac, I honestly did not notice a drop more than 5 FPS. Okay. Like to hear, for those of you who use it, really, what is your opinion, and what do you think of the of X-World Pro, and whether you are going to purchase it or not? And if you're not, what would be the things that you'd like to see before you actually say, yes, I am going to purchase it? It mostly depends where you fly. If it's worth it, I have lots of issues in Papua New Guinea, for example. But in the EU, it's a lot better. I think overall in Asia, it doesn't look all that great. All right, so this is Lima 35. One of the big issues here, we can see all the trees coming here on the runway. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this accurate? Not accurate? Somewhat accurate? Somewhat inaccurate? I have no clue. But I'll tell you, it looks good. It does look good. I have to say, oh God, I love mountains. You have got to adore this. Okay, but what we're concerned with is actually, what did I do? Is the area around the airport. So here, all right, let me just come over here. All right. And we are going to, again, go into the cinematic mode. And we're just going to fly as if we were flying over the area. Of course, we're doing it in much faster manner here so that you guys can see it. And yeah, here I think you can now tell me whether this is accurate, not accurate. Well, I got X-Pro Europe, so it's Europe. Yeah, I have all the regions. Again, courtesy of the developers, so thank you very much again for providing me with this to showcase here on the channel. Here you guys maybe can tell me how accurate this is. I think, by the way, aside from accuracy, I think it does look good. But so did SimHeaven X-World. I think it looked good. But there is something about this in terms of the graphical assets. I think they look a little better than the previous version. But yeah, this is what the area looks like. Looks pretty good except for the runway trees. Oh, okay. Well, glad to hear that. So there are a few things that still need to be fixed, possibly. Although the people look stiff. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's what I'd like to do, guys. I want to go to one. Okay, Mamdou, I think this is the second time, and since you stayed this long, my friend, I think I have to. I have to take you there. So CYUL. Okay, let's do that. All right. So CYUL. That's Montreal. All right, let's, okay, let me go ahead and say start. So maybe we'll do one more airport after this. You're most welcome, my friend. We'll do maybe one more airport, and maybe we'll fly a little bit around. I know this has probably turned into a tour of the world airports, but I think it is extremely important for you guys to see what it actually looks like, because there were a lot of cases, there were a lot of times when I purchased sceneries, you know, just out of personal interest, and I was utterly disappointed with, you know, what it looked like, because the pictures weren't very representative of what, you know, what the area or the airport looked like. But now I think you have it live, so you can actually decide immediately whether you do it, whether you, you know, going to purchase it or not. So we'll be lucky if we have a chance to see MEA. MEA. Can you, Yankee Kilo Sim, can you give me the code of the airport that you want to see, please? So that I can just, in the interest of time. Any airport you want, maybe Rafiq Hariri Airport in Lebanon. If you know the ICO code, I think it's OELA, something like that. But if you just can double check it for me, and we'll do it right after we do this Montreal airport. We'll go over there and take a look and see what it looks like. Hello, Mr. Raul Rodriguez. How are you doing, my friend? It's been a while. Glad to have you with us on stream this evening. Welcome, welcome, my friend. All right, so OLBA. Okay. That's fine. OERK, that would be in Saudi Arabia. Abu Dhabi, OMAA. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Yankee Kilo Sim. We'll try OLBA for sure. OMAA, I have an airport there, a payware scenery installed. So again, I don't want to clutter, you know, your judgment by seeing a payware airport, because it might change the area around the airport. And so it might not give you an accurate representation of what SimWorld Pro gives you on its own. And for this reason, I really wanted to only go to default airports. So I'm really using nothing but map enhancement and SimHeaven X-World Pro for this in all the locations that we've been to thus far, in order to give you an accurate. So default trees, Orbex trees. I would go with the default 3D trees of X-Plane, because Orbex still uses 2D trees in X-Plane. So they don't look good, to be honest. So yeah, all right, so finishing asynchronous loading. So now we're loading into Montreal, and that is going to give us a representation of what this actually looks like. And again, I can probably vouch for the a lot of the Middle Eastern areas, but you know, for Montreal, I haven't been there, so we'll see. Mamdou will let us know, you know, how accurate or inaccurate it is. All right, preparing world, so should load momentarily, and then we can take a look at the loading times. Yeah, they are really bad, Adam. So, as a matter of fact, this video or this live stream, I think it would have been much better to make a video of it. And the reason I did not do a video, I could have done, by the way, a 5 to 6 minute video of this, but the very reason I did not do it is this level of interactivity that I really adore. And I know that you guys would want to see airports, and in 5 or 10 minute video, I don't think that I can cover as much airport as you guys would want. So this is Montreal, ladies and gents, and we can immediately see there is some sort of a point of interest there, some sort of a church or something. And this is actually looking nice. Let me change the time here a little bit. Let me see here. There. That's, I think, much better because now we can actually see what it looks like. There, I think this side here. Okay. So now we can go back here a little bit. This is Montreal, and it's a bit cloudy, but there we go. Okay. So here, I think there is quite a bit of points of interest. I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like something you'd find in Montreal. But again, you guys can tell me. Go to the left to DT. Left. Okay. Let's go to the left. Right, so that's going to the left. And we can see here that it actually looks... it looks nice. I mean, for me, I don't know how accurate, but it looks pretty good. That would be a really nice airport to fly in and out of. But again, in terms of accuracy, I'll leave it to you guys. Expo Stadium. Amazing, is it? All right, so it looks like it looks good. We're going to go this side here. And we're going to go to OLBA, which is in Lebanon. Again, there are lots and lots of little buildings here. Again, I'm not sure what that is, but maybe Mamdouh can tell us what this is. And there's, wow, cool. Yeah. Look at the clouds, guys, in X-Plane. It looks really, really good. So, yeah, the buildings look a little bit like the houses that you'd see in the US. So in terms of the graphical assets themselves, but this looks actually pretty good. I really like it. Okay, it looks okay. All right. Alrighty. Let's now take a look at OLBA. All right, so you guys wanted to see those bridges? Okay, well, we can definitely go to the bridge and take a look. There we go. Is this the bridge you guys wanted to see? Yeah, looks a little strange. But, yeah. Okay, so let's do OLBA, and then we'll do maybe one more place. Let's change the location to OLBA. That's the Rafiq Hariri International Airport in Lebanon, in the Middle East. Lebanon is a beautiful country. It used to be called the Switzerland of the Middle East. It was also at some point called the France of the Middle East, or Paris of the Middle East. It's a very beautiful country, and though it is a very small country, it's got a very varied terrain, and the topology is quite varied in Lebanon. Even during very hot summers in the Middle East, including in Lebanon, if you actually go to the mountain area, it's actually very, very cool. Unfortunately, a lot of the very beautiful places in Lebanon have been completely destroyed by this ongoing conflict. I remember my mom and dad used to tell me that back then, when they were little, Lebanon was the summer destination for tourists, and it was until very recently, it was actually one of the locations that here in Kuwait is a place where we really like to go. Well, Kuwaitis like to go there. A lot of them have actually invested in buying properties, and it is a country that is also very open. The Lebanese people are very well educated. They are good readers, and of course, the Lebanese cuisine is one of the top cuisines in the world. It is a very sad world that we live in. Yes, that is very, very true. There's just so much, destruction, and there is so much unforgiveness in this world that I just do not understand. Okay, so we are now in, I forgot where we are. We are at OLBA. Okay, so this is Rafiq Hariri Airport. And look at that. Okay. So, actually, what I'd like, the area that I know I can vouch for. By the way, the airport looks really, really good, huh? Really good, yeah. Okay. So, this is Lebanon. And this area here, I know that in this area, there is a mosque somewhere, which I cannot find. But we'll leave it to our expert friend here to let us know how accurate this is. Yeah, there is, by the way, a freeware scenery for Rafiq Hariri, but unfortunately, or X-Plane 11, not X-Plane 12. All right, let's go again, do the same here. So we'll fly as we're coming to fly here into Beirut. And this actually looks, very good, whether it's accurate or not. Thrust Simulations, how are you doing, my friend? This is Beirut. Okay. So this looks like Beirut. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Here. Yeah, the houses definitely look like they're again, the visual assets are different in every location that we've been to. There are some similarities, but it looks really good. It looks like there's a stadium here, and that's the Rafiq Hariri Airport. The layout of the airport, by the way, looks fantastic. It looks very, very accurate. Very true to life in terms of the actual layout of the airport. Very, very cool. Very nice indeed. Okay. So one more place, and this should be the finale. I have X-Plane 12, 2K monitor with your settings, but I have a lot of anti-aliasing and flickering. What monitor size? So 2K monitor, okay. That's strange that you get that. What monitor are you using? And what is your graphics card? Okay, so one more place to go to. So you guys let me know. 27-inch LED. Okay, so that's the first one. So I'll pick this first one. CESC. Okay, that's going to be our last location. CESE. No, that's not it. CESC. CESC. Oof, where is that? All right, start and start. Okay. Liverpool, John Lennon. I'm downloading Montreal titles on Ortho4XP right now, where I currently live. I hope it will work with XWP. XWP. You mean X-World Pro? Okay. So Ortho4XP works perfectly with SimHeaven Pro. There shouldn't be any problem with you using, as long as you put everything in the right order, you should be able to get your orthos to work exactly right. Are you using 8XAA or? I'm using 4 thrust simulation. Yeah, at 8, I can still run the sim just fine. And performance isn't affected now with smooth motion, so I can run the sim very smoothly. But I'd like to always go a notch below. So that, by the way, is going to keep your CPU in much better health. Your temps will always remain low, and the PC can, use the power to do other things as well. So, yeah, I always, pick a setting that is one notch below the sweet spot. So I'll pick the sweet spot, and then I'll go one notch below. and just keep it there. Explain easier on GPU, unlike the other sim. Yes, Mike, that's for sure. The GPU utilization in Microsoft Flight Sim always run in the 90s. Yeah, definitely you're frying the GPU there. Okay, so here we're going to be doing our last location. I have an RTX 5070 Ti and 98 X8. Perfect. That's a very capable machine. For everyone who having trouble with the scenery INI, X Organizer has been updated for X-World Pro and map enhancement. Well, thank you very much for letting us all know. No pizza, no glory. I appreciate that, my friend. Glad to have you with us this evening as well. All right, asynchronous loading is finishing now, so we should be into the scenery momentarily. By the way, X Organizer is a fantastic tool for X-Plane 12. It was available for X-Plane 11 as well. And this is one of the things that I highly recommend that you get for anyone who's having trouble setting up sceneries or not sure how to order things into the scenery INI. This is just excellent. You can also, I use it, by the way, extensively for testing. When I want, for example, to eliminate what is causing a crash and I want to eliminate plugins, I just go to X Organizer, I turn off all the plugins, and I run the sim. And the sim is going to run without those plugins. And then I can turn them one by one. And instead of removing them and, pasting them somewhere else and then pasting them back, X Organizer is a brilliant tool, well worth the money. I've gotten so many updates for it free. It's just amazing. Go and get it. You will not regret it. Okay, so this is our last location today. And what is this location here? This location is XLI00. I can't remember. So Francisco Baraka. That is the airport that we're at. And again, you'll have to let me know how accurate this is in terms of, the disbursements, the houses, the points of interest. I have no clue, but this is actually a really nice area for lots of mountains as well. All right, so we're going to do the same. We'll go to C, and then we will just do like a tour here so you can see looks like a very dispersed area here. The actual graphical assets, the map enhancement here doesn't look very good. But here, let's take a closer look here on the ground so you can see the actual building disbursement. Nice looking, not sure how accurate it is. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell how accurate it is myself. So, but yeah, it looks okay. It looks fine. Let's go up here. Yeah. So, my personal take on X-World Pro. I know that each one of you is going to have their own opinion, and my opinion may be one that you will not agree with, but that's okay. But I will give you my honest feedback. So, if you are a frequent VFR flyer and you really are very particular about certain points of interest, especially in Europe and the United States, I would say that the $35 price tag of X-World Pro is definitely worth it for you. But Asian locations, at least those in the Middle East where, I'd like to fly sometimes. Of course, this is not my preferred area to fly, but for those of you who fly frequently in the Middle East or in Asia, just to kind of broaden this, you might be disappointed with some of the locations, and you might actually be better off with the previous version of SimHeaven. Overall, I have found that the performance is better in X-World Pro. And I have also found that the the graphical assets themselves are a little better than the previous version. That said, only make this investment if you are a frequent VFR flyer, if you fly in European countries and in the US frequently. So you're a GA guy, you like to fly around those areas, and you're very particular about VFR, then this is definitely $35 that you will pay and you will not regret. Anything other than that, I don't think that you will really get a lot of benefit. So over the free version. So again, you don't fly X-Plane without SimHeaven. That's for sure. But if you were to choose between a paid version and a non-paid version, so if you're going to fly mostly in Asia, then probably save your $35, invest it somewhere else, and fly with the free version of SimHeaven. If, however, you fly in Europe and the US, then definitely the $35 becomes very valuable for you. That would be my honest take. I do want to thank the developer very much for providing me with all the regions of X-World Pro to showcase here on the channel. I hope that this was an insightful first look review for you guys, and that by the end of the stream, which is now, that you are able to make up your mind whether this is something worth your investment or not. So I want to thank you very much, guys, for being with me this evening. Thank you for all the support. I really, really enjoyed being with you this evening. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye for now.